is the quality of service that they render. So, and that becomes their goal. So, what quality of service are you planning to render? So, our discourse is centered around how leadership and management can play the roles that will help the business to achieve this goal. I don't want us to be, I'm not going to be academic in this discussion. I want us to go into real life scenarios and see how we can apply them. So I'm not going to go into defining what is leadership, defining what is management, defining all those academic works that we do as facilitators. So I believe we know what leadership is, we know what management is, but I want you to expect that I will try to differentiate both in this business. I'll try to bring out their roles, what the roles they play. We will discuss the gaps. Yeah, I'm in slide 3 now. The what to expect. Dorcas, are you there? So we're going to discuss the gaps. Then we'll begin to formulate what role improvements do we expect leadership to play and management to also play so that we can achieve this hospitality excellence. From your experiences, you must have had issues where, has any one of you have issue where there is a service default or there is a defective service, and as a management staff, you have to come out to talk to the guests or find a way to, recover the service. Has anyone have such experience? Are you with me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
So let's see
Yes, we are here.
if any of you have been like front office manager, front desk manager,
We are with you.
yeah.
With you,
So
sir.
have you had any experience where there is a defect in service and the customer is angry and you have to come and resolve it?
Yes,
Many times.
Yeah.
Can you share one of that with us?
Please, when we roll call, let's mute our mics so that we'll be able to control over the class. Thank you.
If you want to share, you just raise up your hand, and then you'll definitely be allowed to share the experience.
Okay. Good evening, everyone.
Yeah, good evening.
Yeah, my name is Akawa Rachel. So,
okay.
Yeah, I work in the hospitality industry, precisely hospital, I say. So, and I work as the head chef in management staff. So there was this scenario where a patient's relative came to the ward and then they were trying to raise money for a particular patient. So, and then they had gone to a government hospital previously before they came to us. So now, because of and they were getting a better and proper treatment in our own hospital. So during those period, they noticed that the bill was getting high. And then this patient's relative per se, they couldn't meet up. They were financially down. So now they needed one of these social media bloggers to come in and then take videos so that they'll be able to raise money for their mom. Okay, now when they came in, it's not allowed. It's not the company's policy. So when they started, we had a junior nurse in the ward trying to tell them that it's against the company's policy, that even if they need to do something like that they need to seek the concept of the management, or the management rather. So, and I happened to be on duty that night, and then I had to go to the ward trying to try in calming them down. It was not easy. It was not easy at all. But at the end of it all, I just made them realize that what they had done was out of the rules and regulation. It was one of our don'ts. You don't do that without the concept of the establishment. And now they went ahead, placing it on the social media, saying that we had requested for one exorbitant amount, which was not even what we demanded for. You understand? We've not even asked them, because the patient in question was now lying lifeless, kind of, because of what they have done. You know, they went against the policy of the hospital, trying to do it their own way. But at the end of it all, I managed that night to calm down the patient relative, and then talking to the social media blogger, telling them what it entails and these are that. If at all they even want to do the video, it shouldn't be on their own. They can't just barge into the hospital, then start recording. You understand? So everything, I think everything is based on understanding and the kind of, will I say, strength or manner of approach too have to come in here. The way you approach them, try to calm them down, because at this point in time, they are tensed. They just want to get what they want and then go away with it. You understand? But to God be the glory, I was able to calm it down, and then the whole matter just died up before a top management manager had to come in the following day. Then they took it up from there with the help of the legal department of the hospital.
That's good. There's a little twist, but we'll come back to that later. Well, what I was looking for is where a client came and wants to have pleasure, because hospital is life-saving, it's in the medical services.
Yeah. Sorry, and I've also worked in far back when I was in the hotel industry. When I was in the hotel industry, we've had a case whereby several cases where guests walk in, to derive their pleasure and everything. What they are getting is not what they want, or maybe they are tensed up. Some of them, some of these people actually coming with their female friend or male friend just to have pleasure, and at the end of it all, during their whatever, and then one person annoys the other person, or maybe uses a foul language, and then it escalates. You understand?
Yes.
And then managers have to come in. Yeah.
Yes. Escalation. Okay, sorry, I'm cutting in. What I'm driving at now is, this hospitality business involve one set that we must interact, and that's the people.
Yeah.
No matter the gadgets, no matter the equipment you have, you need people to run hospitality business.
Yeah.
So it's easy to set programs for gadgets. It's easy to set efficiency operating levels for machines, but it is not easy to set such standard for people. So that tells us how critical the role of leadership and management is to achieving excellence in this business. So I want to try to differentiate this leadership and management. So in the hospitality industry and maybe in most corporate sectors, leadership consists of the business owners. So for hospitality, I would say they are the hotel business owners. They are not the operators. They will be the directors, the chairman, occupying that position where they make decisions. So they create the vision for the business. Okay, then they design the mission, how to achieve this vision. Then it is their responsibility to provide resources. They set KPIs for top management. Then they now delegate responsibility. I want you to take note of that last one, that they delegate responsibilities. Okay, that's the next slide, Dorcas. Leadership and management differentiated. Now, if this is what they do, the next slide will now be management. So what does management do if leadership does this? I just use this leadership as those who occupy those the positions in the business that determine, they have the responsibility to make policy decisions. So, but the management consists of those, the GM, the facility managers, the hotel managers, and the restaurant managers. These are the management of these outfits. What do they do? What are their roles? So on the next slide, the role for this management team normally do, which we may be used to, is that they maximize the resources that the leadership have provided. They manage it. They also develop strategies for service delivery.
Hello, can you hear me?
And yes, you want to say something? I hope you are hearing me. So I said the second thing, that the management,
we are hearing you.
They develop strategies for service delivery and customer satisfaction. That's where this service recovery that the other lady explained, fall into. Where a customer is dissatisfied, they do everything to recover the service. Now they engage the employee and they do teamwork. They also control, they evaluate, and they strategize on how to meet their KPIs. Now, there is a hidden group that is in between, which are directly under this management team, and they relate with the real operators. F&B and accommodation and events, the head of these units, the customer service, the front desk, finance, admin, HR, these guys that head these units, they are the middle management. You find them in most of these 50 to 100 hotel facilities. Okay, now there are some updates I needed to do that I should have added. I will add them before they will circulate it. Apart from these three groups, there is the vendors unit, the vendors who provide services for these hospitality units. So the vendors and these operators, who are the staff in the bar and restaurant, the staff in the air travel and tours, the staff are the porters and all of that, the kitchen staff. These are the operators. So the middle management, and the management team interacts with these operators and the vendors. So they put all of this together to provide the excellence in service that we so demand in this hospitality business. So from this analysis, you can structure this group into the leadership, who are the business owners, management, the top management. We have managers, who are the unit heads. Then is here I brought in the guests and customers, and I'm supposed to add the vendors into it. This is those vendors that supplies the drinks, they supply the food items, kitchen items, and they do the cleaning, and they can outsource cleaning or housekeeping and all of that. So this is the meat of the matter. There are two things I want to bring out. The cash flow cycle and the importance of the guests in this cash flow cycle. Two people brings money into the business. The business owners, their money comes in, but as the money is coming in, it goes out almost immediately because they are investing. So to them, it's an outflow. But to the business, it's an inflow. Management that manages resources, they spend the monies that the owners bring in. They repair, they buy, they purchase, they pay, they are just spending. The managers and staff, they collect salaries, so they are also in that set of spending. Then we have the fourth group, which is the guests and the client. These people, they pay for services. So the addition I wanted to do, which I couldn't do this evening,
Hello, I don't know if it's my mic, but it's breaking. I don't know if it's from my own end. Is everybody experiencing the same?
Yes, we are expressing the same.
Yes. We are expressing the same.
Yeah. Yes, I can hear.
I will
All
hear
right,
you.
okay. Okay. Yeah, network.
can you hear?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Yes, I can hear you now.
You can hear me now?
But I hear you.
Yes, I can hear you now.
We're still breaking.
Yes, it was breaking. I was analyzing the cash flow cycle of the hospitality business, and I listed the leadership, they bring in money, the managers, they spend money, top management, they spend money, but guests, they also bring in money. So I want to highlight these two things because it will affect how we determine improvement of the roles that we play. Leadership and guests, they are the two groups that bring in money into the business. So they are the most important group because cash is the blood of every business. All the customer service, the comfort and everything we are trying to provide is to enable us get cash into the business. So the other two groups, they are not less important, but they just fall under the management and the managers. These are staff. These guys, they are like the machine that milk the money out of the client. So having this at the back of our mind and knowing that you are in this business, before we go to the next slide, what do you think constitutes gaps that the leadership who ought to give vision, provide the resources, set targets, delegate, and just see that the business is running well? Let's look at them first. What do you think are the gaps in their roles that they are not playing well? Can I get a response?
Sorry, please come again with the question.
I said, knowing this, we have grouped management and we have grouped leadership. We have seen the roles that they play, okay, in the business. Now, looking at management, at leadership, who are to do the vision, set up the business, employ the people, bring the resources, delegate authority. What do you think they are not doing well that constitutes a gap that we need to squeeze out or recommend?
You can go ahead and answer, please.
Okay, good evening once again, everybody. My name is Abraham. From my experience so far, I would want to speak on one of those things that causes the gap. I think maintenance culture. Most of the
Yes.
people in the leadership position do not have a good maintenance culture. Probably this may be due to poor management of resources, or getting carried away with the turnover of the business, and they failed to inject back into the maintenance of the culture. The hospitality business is a fast-growing business. It's a very competitive business. And so just expect that your facility and even your services should always look new, as if when they came from. So a situation where your facility begins to dwindle, even when you offer the best of services, without the proper maintenance of that facility, you may not really impress. So I think one of the gaps that the leadership are having is maintenance culture.
Yes, you just nailed it in explaining the maintenance culture, that they are blown away by the inflow, the turnovers. So they don't take it back. I want to put that on the leadership part, that they don't release, funds for reinvestment. And in this area, in the area of maintenance. Okay, so let's pick one from management. Is any person responding? I can't hear you.
Who is talking? Raise your hand up so that we'll pick the person that is talking, please. Nobody is raising his hand, so maybe we'll ride on.
Okay, so I want to summarize it that in all the ones we're going to pick out now, it constitutes poor leadership. And all the ones we're going to pick out from management is going to constitute inefficient management of resources. And the result is a reduced hospitality service. One thing that completes hospitality service is people. So I listed some, it's not exhaustive. Under leadership, most of these hotels or hospitality business, they are not well thought out. If you see Hilton has grown from hotels into they provide they allow people to use their names. So what they do, they just monitor. If they give you the name to use, you must meet their standard. When we open Best Western in Asaba, they come and do inspection every 2 years. And in that inspection, you must meet the minimum standard. Otherwise, you will pay a fine. And they will give you, things that you must do. But the average hotel hospitality owner in Nigeria don't think that way. They don't think growth. So the vision is just provide rooms, let there be short time where they can drink and eat and drink cold beer and eat, and that's all. And they just, that's how they dotted the whole place. So you don't see hotels growing from 30 rooms into 50 rooms into 100 rooms and having splitter um, um, hotels in states. Like it was said earlier, they are not ready to reinvest. So they don't provide adequate, up-to-date resources. Now, this is the height of it. I don't know why they are afraid. They will employ a top management and call him the group general manager, but he cannot make any decision. He has to go back to them to make decisions. So we are suggesting that they need to engage guided delegations. You set the parameters and say, okay, for this case, if it is this is should be your decision. If it is this should be the lowest. So you set the top and the lowest and let them flow around that decision circle. And they should set realistic targets. So under management, I brought 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here, most managers, we are overtaken by our positions. I don't know what these names do to us. When they say somebody is a GM, it gets into our head, and we easily lose teamwork. We isolate ourselves from the staff. So we are saying they have to push on teamwork, then evaluate performance, and improve and control the management of resources. The most difficult part of these people, of us, is the middle class, at times they think they are top management, and at times they assume leadership, as in most cases where the leader wants to do a divide and rule, he will pick on a F&B staff and begin to empower that staff to control the decision of the front desk manager or the hotel operations manager. And before you know it, there will be issues. So the first thing for this group of people is to first know your place, that they are not top management staff. Then they should understand their role and that they are more of implementation. If there is this synergy between middle management and management, it will flow down to the operators, and those service defects will be minimized. Service excellence will improve. So we'll flesh this up and resend it so that well, I will take some questions. But before I take questions, I want to make a statement here that management is evaluated by efficiency. How efficient you manage the resources given to you. How efficient are you able to manage the people that are working under you? But they also play some leadership roles, which are often delegated. They have to also lead these junior staff effectively, understanding that the evaluation or performance evaluation for leadership, how you measure it is by effectiveness. So I'm bringing these two words out: management centered around efficiency and leadership centers around effectiveness. Only people can make hospitality hospitable. So we have to develop more people management skills, because the same cold beer you sell here is the same cold beer they are selling in the next place. But why is one 10,000 for a bottle and in another place it is 2,000 for a bottle? So those is the perks they add to it in the ambience, the environment, the pricing to structure their clients so that they can attract a specific audience. So I want to, by the time we circulate this, go through it, and if you have some questions, please, you can ask. Thank you so much for listening. Any question, please?
I thought Mr. Abraham's hand was up. It looks like it's not. Okay, please let's ask questions. Let's ask questions based on what we've learned so far today and what we have been doing in this past, this is the 4th day. So if you have any question, I think this is the right time to ask so that somebody will speak. Then we can all interact together in the few minutes remaining for this class before he will conclude. So please ask your questions, please. Thank you. If you have a question, just raise your hand up and then you'll be given the opportunity to ask the question. Thank you. Okay, I think I'll ask the question.
Okay.
And yes, I want to ask a question and I want the class to help me with the response. Can we all hear me, please?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yes, we can. We can hear you.
Okay, because the class The class is so quiet. So I have a question.
Yes.
Let's say, for instance, I work in, let's say I work in a hotel, and I was confronted with an issue needed an urgent attention.
Yes.
But I have managing director who, so let me say the owner of the hotel, who wouldn't let me take a decision, because any decision I take, whether it comes out good or bad, I'm going to face it. And I'm afraid I don't want to lose my job because I have a lot of dependents. So at this, and then if I do not take that decision to settle the situation, it will cost the hotel a lot. So at this crucial moment, and I have less than 2 minutes to take this decision, what should I do? I don't want to lose my job, and I don't want to lose the client, because if my response will be able to either keep or send the client away. And mind you, other people are watching. And then I am not allowed to take a decision until I run to my MD to go and meet him. Okay, no, okay, this is and that. Okay, go ahead and do this. And at that time, I don't have the time to do it. And this situation, I'm faced with it. In this, I will need advice. What am I supposed to do at this moment? Mind you, I don't want to lose my job, and I would also want to jeopardize the image of the hotel.
Okay. Can I respond, or somebody wants to contribute?
Okay, people are raising up their hand. Now, Vanessa's hand is up, Abraham's hand is up. So maybe let Vanessa start. Vanessa Idris.
Because this is a real life, situation.
Yes, Vanessa, we can hear you. Your mic is on mute. Look like Vanessa is not. Okay, Mr. Abraham, please.
Okay, once again, good evening, everybody. To the question from the lecture so far, and adding from my experience, the lecturer today, he said hospitality needs people. Hospitality needs people. And so a situation where you are faced with a problem that you have limited time to take a decision, and the company does not permit you to take such decision.
Yes.
And the guest is waiting. People who have onlookers, and the person to take this decision is not on hand to take decision immediately. Well, in such cases, in such cases, the company policy can wait. The company policy can wait. The reason is simple. Like we said, that this business needs people. The
Yes.
people who bring in this money or this cash flow is the guest, and all efforts must be customer centric.
Yes.
And so for every hospitality industry, for every hospitality job we do, guest satisfaction is priority. Guest satisfaction supersedes even the company's policy. So
Yes.
even if I am not in a position to take that decision, and I have very split seconds to take such decision to save the image of the hotel or to calm down the guest, at this point, the company policy can come second and guest satisfaction comes first. So let's satisfy the
Comfort.
guest, and then we'll talk
Yes.
about losing the job or facing the
Oh,
punishment for
oh,
taking
no.
the decision later. Thank you so much.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Now,
We have another hand. We have, I
Oh,
think Vanessa is still there.
her hand is still up.
Yeah, I don't know if she's available or not.
Thank God you guys are able to, but I'm not seeing my screen. I don't know what's wrong with this system. Okay, let me add to that. What he said is the mindset, but your decision we rank between the whether you're a middle management or you're a top management. Okay, because you have to get to deal who is the owner before any of such decision will be taken. Now, two things will guide you. One is the one he has mentioned, the customer satisfaction. You know, in business, we say customer is always right. The truth is, in hospitality, customer is the king. So we have to pacify the customer. But in doing this, you have to consider first your what is the decision you are taking. What is it going to cost the company? Let it not cost more than your salary. So when you take any decision to pacify a client, it should be within your salary range. Then go ahead, take the decision, attend to the client, and pacify the client, and report immediately your boss. In these days of IT, ICT is you can report on real time. Okay. Most times the decision they will frown at it. I had a guest in our facility in Lagos who came in and he flew in from America, attended a program. Somehow his laptop got missing. And he gave us evidence that he bought the laptop in US. He brought the papers and everything and all of that. It was $3,000, right? And my MD was on holidays, so they were not around. They went and they said they were going to put up a police case and all of that. I need to close up the negative publicity that we bring. Okay, so I pacified the guy and gave him an understanding. We gave him $1,000 that we will investigate and get back to him. And I did a report. Then $1,000 was 450,000. My salary then was around 600 a month. So we gave him $1,000. I don't have access to the CCTV. So by the time I did my report, they called the guy, the CCTV guy, and he played it. We now discovered that it was a planned work. Do you understand? So at the end of the day, the client, now saw that the person who planned it is his own colleague, somebody he brought. So by the time our lawyer wrote to him, he have to, he began to plead and say how they can settle. But at the end of the day, my MD was happy that there was no police case. It didn't go viral. The guy works with UN. It was a UN engagement. So, and at the end of the day, you made some reforms. So the day was saved. And I explained to him, I'm going to take this decision. I'm not going to go beyond this because this is my level. So these clients, they do understand. The ones that want to make trouble, they know, you will know that they want to make trouble. And at that case, you should know how to couple such situations. So the rule is take the decision that splits units, protect your company, protect your job, but don't be extravagant and don't go beyond your salary grade. Any other question?
Good.
Because that's the way you
Somebody,
climb. Those are the
somebody is
prices.
adding from the background. They say, don't do pass yourself.
Yes. Those are the prices you pay to climb. You know. Oh. So yes, we'll have to satisfy the clients, the guests, but it's to the extent that you are able to. You know. Any other question? I'm expecting a question because most of us are not in leadership, and I from what I see, we are the ones suffering the defects of the leadership uh, um, uh, roles. So the pressure, the burden is on you to satisfy the guests, and the resources to satisfy them, you don't have them. A room is bad, you ask for repairs, and they are telling you, no, maybe it's 100,000, but they approve only 20,000 for you. So you have 3 rooms, so which means you can do only 1 room, and you know that's not good. So let me put that question to you. So what do you do?
Big question.
You manage a facility, a 50-room facility, and 5 rooms are bad. You evaluate and ask for the maintenance. The cost is 250. So on the average 50,000 per room, but they don't approve maybe 80,000 for you. That's we don't have the money, but you know the money is there. So what will you do? What will be your response? Any response?
Yeah, Mr. Victor, go ahead, please.
It's a question I want to ask, but after this
Okay.
question.
Okay. You want to answer first before you ask, or you want to ask before you answer?
Sorry, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay.
Yes, we can hear you.
I wanted to ask a question in respect to the question the lady asked.
Okay.
Her position in the establishment is what? Sorry. There was a position that she mentioned while she was giving her instance that she occupied in the establishment. Your answer that you gave it from a management perspective.
Yes.
But her question did not involve her being a management staff. So how did we get to that resolution?
The answer I gave is for someone who is in the middle management or management, because for them to bring an issue to you to resolve, you have to lead heading a team like the F&B or the kitchen or the bar, the room services, some
And
wherever.
yeah, I understand. I understand that, but then her question was very direct. She didn't mention anything. She said in her question that the management staff is not available, is not on ground, and she
Yes.
is left with the position to make that decision. Do you understand? So how does a junior staff who's on the front desk take that split second decision to resolve that kind of issue?
The
Because most
guidance.
times I've been in situations where top management in the evening, most evenings, they are not always available.
Yes.
All right. Most decisions or most criteria for employment between owners and management, I think there's always a deadline in respect to time that they will have to, stop work or maybe like close work for the day. Now, they are left with staff that sleep over in the establishment. to handle the excesses of the night all by themselves without a management staff supervision, because their conclusions or most of their resolutions are mostly they can't afford a whole lot of management staff, as little as a duty continuity for the night. So a staff that is sitting in front of the desk that has this kind of issue to resolve, and she's trying to call the manager and the manager is not responsive, and she, being a junior staff, cannot assess the owner of the hotel, how does she resolve this issue and still save the company against this?
Okay. Now, that analysis, let me not go into situations that we've handled. I will put it this way. At that point, that junior staff is not seen as a junior staff. The guests and the people around will not want to understand her role. They will see her as the hotel.
Okay.
Okay. So
yeah,
you need to step up. If the person, if it's my staff, I should have trained the person to an extent that he will know my response to different crises, so that you should be able to think like me. Okay, but there are individual differences. Okay, if she doesn't know and doesn't know what to think like that, then her decision at that point, first, she should go by instinct, but in doing that, she should not do what is beyond her pay grade first. If she must go beyond her pay grade, she's usurping the authority of her immediate boss. So you should know if her immediate boss is earning 300,000 and to resolve that thing is 250. Okay? Personally, if it's me and my staff take that decision and resolve it. This is what happened, and this is how I resolve it. I know that you handle it, but I know that you can handle it. But the thing is, I've done wrong. Please look at it, but look at
Please mute now. Please let's listen.
Oh my God.
I don't even know. Trying to get
If you can identify the person, you should be able to meet.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what I'm doing.
Oh, okay. So at that point, the consideration in reviewing the issue at management level will be how reasonable was she when or he of that junior staff when he was taking that decision. So the bottom line is the reasonability circles around two things. One, save the company. Two, pacify the guests. The third one is personal. What is the cost in saving the company and pacifying the guests? So if it's what you want to punish her, is what she can take care of. If it's beyond her, is what her immediate boss can take care of. Now, this is a gap I identified when I was managing that our property in Asaba. We have to train our staff for crisis management, especially in the night. And we identify there was always a senior staff or a management staff who is responsible for each week. Sorry. And so when you are the one responsible, if there's any issue, they place a call on you. God will save you if you don't pick that call and the issue is not resolved. So those are some of the guided delegations that I was talking about. Okay, now your question.
It's Mr. Victor that had the question actually. Okay. I think it's you are still talking. Can you unmute yourself,
No.
sir? We can't hear you.
Yeah, I want to have a question, right?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. You said the moderator just said something about saving the hotel, the company, and the guests. Okay, in the situation where, are you hearing what I'm saying?
Yes, I'm hearing you.
Okay, in the situation where security enforcement, police, or whatever, comes to the hotel, went straight to the front desk and request for the guest's name that they discovered that he lodged in this particular hotel. And they found just because they found that he is a cyber criminal. So
yes.
In this aspect, what would the management, hotel management do about this? Would they bring him out and hand him over to the police, or should they cover him up and say that okay, he's not in this hotel or something? Because such thing happened. I was working 2 years ago, and I was told that what the receptionist did that in that moment when she was around.
Shielding. Yeah.
So that's just it. And the police have to say, okay, bring out the records. Let's see
Your record.
if truly you're saying the refuse to bring out the.
No, you can't refuse to bring out record. Okay. Yes.
That's the question.
If I understand you, a suspected guest is in your facility, and the police came in and they want to make arrests. Okay, so there are two scenarios. If the police have that warrant of arrest and they have evidence that is there, and you refuse to allow them, then you are shielding and aiding and abetting a criminal, a criminal act. So the hotel can go liable for it. So yes, best response is first demand for the the arrest warrant. That they will give you the details of the person they are looking for. Then you ask them to wait, and you assure them nobody is going to leave the hotel premises right now. Call your security to man the gates, and so give them that assurance. And while your staff is checking your records to be sure that the person is there or not, you make your contact to your management. Okay, because we are under obligation to assist law enforcement agents where there is need for such assistance. But you know, these guys can be sharp. The person they are looking for is John Ogodo, but the person that came to lodge in your place is Johnson Ogedegbe. He might use another name. So if by your records you don't have that name, there is nothing any enforcement agent can do, because the law goes by evidence and by records, and at that time, that's. But if it's your staff, for instance, say it's your staff.
I want to ask.
Yes.
Would that touch the image of the
Turning the image of the company of the hotel. No, how?
Let me please. Let me add something to Mr. Victor's questions.
Yes.
Please, can I do that?
Yes, you can.
I was trying to
Okay.
ask the image and also manage the trust, the customer's trust between the customer and the hotel. Would it damage trust be damaged?
Okay. The real question to answer is, what reputation do you want to build for the company? That you harbor suspects, or is a place where criminals converge? No. So if he is a suspect, then he should prove himself.
So the question I wanted to ask, coupled with
Sorry, let
what
me just
Mr.
add to that. In any situation like this, the guiding rule is it is safer to err on the side of caution when it's before the law, when it's before top management, or before government. If you must make an error, let the error be that you were taking caution to protect the company. That's where you made the error.
Sir, the question I'm trying to ask, coupled with this one that Victor has asked, is
yes.
I've worked in a hotel, and by virtue of being in the top management staff, there's always the, I don't know whether the rules apply to all states or maybe every state has its own rules, that by virtue of being a top management staff, you're to join hoteliers, hotel management, association.
Association.
Understand? So their rules are different. If I'm to assume now.
Yes.
In a clause in one of the one that I read, the only time that a hotel is allowed to present the manifest of the guest that is in their establishment is when there is concrete reason that the person or whoever they are looking for is in your establishment, and they must provide a warrant.
Yes,
whether
those are
from
the two things I
EFCC
asked.
or from
I stated now.
NDLU. Okay, you've stated that.
Yes, I stated those two things. One, there is a warrant of arrest. Then two, they have evidence that the person is there. But you have to also protect yourself. Check if the person they are asking for, you don't have the record of that person. If you don't have the record of that name, there is nothing any person can do about it.
Okay. I think it's understandable. Can I now ask my other question?
Yes, please.
Okay. I think this goes generally, including the lady that asked the first question. Maybe everybody can just make their own contributions. I don't know if I'm the only person that saw that, and I don't know if it should be normal. I was careful to see all that, even in some of the assignments or in some of the questions that will be asked, whether we've learned something. I will probably want to say it, but maybe out of sarcasm, I'll just leave it. Now, I want to know, from 4th till yesterday that we've been training, most of the tactics or the instances that gave, to be able to handle a problem, a complementary is always mentioned in one of the resolutions.
Yes.
So every business must have logistics provided for complementary. There's always a glass of wine. There's always bottled water. There's always a plate of food to be given on complementary. Don't you think that, in as much as is a resolution model, don't you think that would be abused by staff when management looked away? Or don't you think that will even cut into the profit of the business when you try to appease everybody? Because most times you said something, customers are always right. Yes, but not in all cases. There are
Not in all
some that
cases.
just come to the business with their frustrations. And that
Mm-hmm.
thing actually it has a way of affecting the people in the establishment. So
Yes.
are you trying to say that complementary should just be a given in an establishment for conflict resolution?
Okay, my response to that is no. I mentioned severally that the measure of performance of management is efficiency.
Yes.
So if I give you a budget, a complementary budget of 100,000, and you are doing 70, 80 on the average every month, then you are not efficient.
Yes, of
Then
course.
your staff, you are creating problems for the company. So why it is an empowerment tool to resolve issues, it is also a control tool to measure your performance. Because why should my staff, always, maybe in one unit, there is always a complaint. Anytime they prepare a 4 euro, there is always complaint that we need to settle. Or anytime there is a guest that always asks for um, maybe a gusti akalat, there is always a complaint. Anytime some people are on duty and they prepare that food, why? You should be able to identify and know why
If you work for a Bonnie hotel,
you should
you work for
identify.
hotel for a Bonnie.
No, you should be able to identify that's what is causing this problem and resolve it. That's where feedbacks and reviews and matters. But most of us at my staff, my
From where?
management staff, they don't care about reviews. They don't care about feedbacks. No, you get it, review it, and take a decision.
Okay.
Yeah. Any other question?
I think
Please,
I think uh, I think I think I'm satisfied with this.
Okay.
I have a question.
Yes.
Emma, can you hear me?
Well, yeah, before you ask a question, let me plead with you guys. I know I took some time, but if you saw my videos, you see that actually in a hospital. So I had to um, make efforts to take this class. So let this be the last question that we can round off, please. Thank
Okay,
you.
ma. Thank you, ma. Okay, my question is, most hotels now, they do hire cooks.
The what?
They, they hire cooks
Yes.
and not chef.
Chef.
So there are two different things there.
Yes.
Different from chef.
I tell you,
Mr. Costa.
Of course.
The
someone
management
save money.
can hear me.
Yes, I can hear you.
They are trying to keep cost.
Most times the managers tends to become the chef.
I tell you.
They'll go about trying to check most things and all those stuff in the kitchen and all,
Yes.
thinking they know.
Yes.
My question is, in a scenario where a client walks in, and as a chef, you're being asked to, okay, the client ordered a particular continental dish.
Yes.
You know how this thing is made. You know how the dish is made,
Yes.
and but based on the client's view about this dish, is how it's packaged online. So the client is actually coming to test to see how this meal is.
Yes. Yes.
So as the client comes in, the client which is that meal. You have an idea of, you know how the meal is made. So now you actually made it available for the client,
Yeah.
but the client is seeing a different thing from what is seen online.
Yes.
Now, in the process,
the manager walks in because you don't have a chef in the kitchen to monitor what
Yes. You have a cook.
So now the manager walks in,
He's
says
angry.
that the client is not satisfied with what you're giving to him or
Yeah.
her.
Oh.
And the client is laying a complaint to the manager instead of the chef.
Yes.
And the manager doesn't have any idea concerning what is supposed to be
Yes.
in that kind of situation. What do you do?
As the cook or as the chef?
As the cook, there's no chef here.
My prayer. Yes, a serious question. Giving your profile, my prayer is that we'll get into top management and handle facilities that are, say, 80 rooms, 150 rooms, and at that level you enjoy hospitality. Now, once you grow into providing those continental dishes, if it's a hotel, the hotel should have there are two key staff: the hotel manager, who has that experience, and a chef who will manage your kitchen. Okay, so directly to your question, the manager will not be able to attend to the client. And it's possible that, like, if I want to answer it from experience, it's possible that the manager will even be angry that there is maybe overpeck on that dish because cook is trying to, show in local parlance. He wants to show himself that he can do that.
Impress.
He wants to impress the client. You understand? And the manager will be looking at costs. So even if the client is complaining, the manager will be feeling inside, upon all these things that you did, this one is complaining. And so the resolution will be hard. But as a cook or as a staff at that point, you just try to see what the client needs and try to make up. Now, the head of the kitchen, who is the chef, to be the supervisor of the F&B. So such cases, chef has a provision to resolve such cases, either a complimentary dish or make it up for that person or explain that this is the best they can do. If chef is the one doing that explanation, the guest will relax. Now let me conclude in the response with this. We had a mystery shopper from Egypt, and he came in and asked for the continental dishes. Unfortunately for us, our chef, who is a Ghanaian, had gone on leave. So the deputy to him, who was on training, is a cook, but he's preparing to write his exams and all of that. So the guy is good. So he handled the guests, but he didn't meet up. When that mystery shopper complained, the cook came to me straight, say, "Oga, look at the complaint. I don't know what to do now, but I think we need to pacify this guest." I said, "Okay, what he's asking for, can you do it?" He said he doesn't think so. I said, "You are called chef." He called chef, they were on video, and he prepared that dish in less than 10 minutes. Got the complimentary, and brought it. And I gave him space. He was the one that now attended to the guests, presented the gift, the dish. Okay. And the guest was satisfied. So the manager should allow the cook to grow and handle situations like that. So if it's a cook, the same provision the guests have to resolve issues, he should empower that cook to have those provisions for complementary and not think they are eating his food, but he should work out the profits that he should be generating. I gave my chef a target to turn in a turnover of 2.5 a month. The third month, they met it. Hello, are we together?
Yeah, we are.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, we can hear you.
with good synergy, everybody grows and the clients will be satisfied.
Please, I wanted to ask one last question before you close up, please. Just a very brief one.
Okay.
Please, when the inefficiencies of management is caused by the owners, how
Yes.
do you handle that? How do you resolve that?
Okay.
I
So
wanted to
that
ask that question as well.
was the question I put forward, and I didn't get an answer. Where you have 5 rooms that are defective, you have prepared your budgets and everything, they now give you approval for only 3 that can cover 1.5 room or just so you are helpless in that situation. So what do you do? So this in such situations, your innovations need to come in. That's where your relationship with your vendors and service providers become very useful. If you have a service provider for maintenance for those 5 rooms, like what the experience we had, I gave the guy the contract using the parameter of approval I have and gave him that payment as advance. So he finished the 5 rooms and was demanding his money. So I wrote to my MD, 5 rooms are ready. This is the cost. And for this 1 week, this is what these 5 rooms have generated. So the money the 5 rooms generated was sufficient to pay off. So he doesn't have, he has no reason not to approve it and pay the contractor, the service provider. So you have to be innovative and find a way to wrangle out of this leadership ineffectiveness.
Wow.
Very, very tough one.
It's a very tough one.
Hello. Good evening, everyone.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening.
Ma'am, I have a very quick question to answer because I joined very late.
Oh, so sorry.
Okay. I've worked in one lounge where the owner of the place, the MD, does not give the manager the insufficient do things. Like he do schedule things for the manager to do. And with so doing, a lot of things were going wrong there. What would the person do in a situation like that?
Okay, in a situation like that, you have worked yourself into a slave master relationship, and that way you will not grow, 2, you will be highly dissatisfied on the job, and 3, your guests will be dissatisfied. So as someone who is ready to grow in the industry, you should be prepared to stand up and say, this is your style, or this is the effect. This you have done, this is the effect. And these effects are negative. So this is my suggestion. Once you are able to stand up to present such position, from that day or before that day, start looking for that job, so that you don't stay long in a place that has such negative energies.
Oh, no, this is not small.
Thank you very
So
much, ma'am.
yeah. Why this you are the second person answering man? What does my voice sound like a woman?
Sylvie, answer first. Your voice sounds like a
I
female.
think it was just an impulsive response.
Somehow, when at the beginning of each statement, it does sound feminine.
You said what?
Yeah, you see the
At the
woman
beginning
is
of
not like
every of your
man.
sentence, it sounds feminine. And I think it's because a woman actually started,
Started
speaking
this.
before you
That's
Yes,
so
came.
yes,
just
the
So a lot
start,
of people
yes.
think, yeah,
exactly.
that the woman is still
Exactly.
the person speaking. Yeah, that's why.
Exactly. Exactly. Don't be
Okay.
offended, sir.
Dorcas, please remind me, ask me next time if you have an engagement, if I've changed my phone. I think the phone is changing my voice.
Honestly, I wish these classes were done, like visually like this.
Like, yes. We
Yeah,
now
yeah.
scenarios. Okay.
I think I prefer this to the WhatsApp and
Yes, I do.
classes again rather.
So is it possible you can let me go? I need to take my
Please get well
Of
soon,
course,
Wanted to
please.
have asked
Get well
something
get well
like,
soon.
soon.
Probably
Thanks.
We really
I
appreciate
walk
you, sir.
into a then
We
I
appreciate.
walk
We
into
appreciate.
your perspective.
Thank you. So may I have a
Hello.
question before?
All of
Thank you
us
so
they say
much.
thank you. See the last question.
Thank you so much, sir.
Some people,
Yeah.
actually joined late, so they
I've
Please,
missed out
actually
on
Thank you for the
please
most of
lectures.
the
able to
topics.
ask
They'll
questions.
get there.
Thank you, sir.
can we just avoid that person so that they don't
Thank
tell
you,
Thank
sir.
me?
you.
Roberto.
First they have said they have called me
Well,
woman. The next thing that they say that wicked woman. Let's just allow this guy to ask the question, please.
Okay.
So what's the question?
Okay, good evening, everyone.
Yeah, good
Good
evening.
evening. You're welcome.
Okay, please. My question goes like this: a situation whereby you're part of the management team
Yes.
and you joined the management, and the people you met there, they've been with the management for like 15 to 10 years,
Wow.
and then joining them, you notice that most of them, that place was the first place they started working, and what you saw or what you're seeing is not actually going well. You have passion for your job and also the hospitality industry as well, but you're trying
Yes.
to bring new innovations like what you have been taught now. You're trying to
Yes.
introduce a lot of things to them. The management, the top management itself, like the owners, they expect a lot from you. They want you to bring new innovations. On their own end, they are not ready to put in money or
Yeah.
financing so what they are expected of you, what they expect you to do. And the management team, they also have this idea of this is not how we do it, this is not how it's
Yes.
being done, this is how we are
Yes.
doing it, and all that. So, and you're the only one that has that drive to bring those new innovation into the system. What do you do?
Okay. That's the situation where there is a culture play and power play.
Yes.
Yeah.
So from your junior ones, there is culture play, and they're trying to, weave it into a power that can
Mm.
tame you. Then
Yeah.
from management, there is a power play, this one just came. You want to outshine us, or you think that the one that can make management to bring out money. So then there is that kind of stuff. So what you need to think back and look at the two groups and look at those who are spearheading each, who are the power blocks in each of those group, the leadership side and the junior staff side. So first, you have to, break some wings. So if you are in the management level and you have authority to suspend, authority to sack, or authority to discipline. So just look at one of those guys that are heady, and the discipline may be harsh, but enforce it. When you do that, at the management level, they want to call you because that person should be one of the persons that is helping them achieve their goals. So they want to beg you. Okay. So in the process of them appealing to you, you will know who is the soft spot among them and who has more control. So you know who to distance from and who to get close to a leader. Then when you make your case for changes are very difficult. So among the owners, you need to identify who makes the decision.
Yes.
I worked with my chairman owns the facilities. We had 3 in Lagos, 1 in Asaba. So we're planning to acquire one, either build or acquire in Abuja. But my report was for us to acquire. So we're already preparing for it. But the person that makes the decision in operation is the wife. But the person that makes investment decisions is the man. That's the one that leads. And I was working with the wife directly. So that's a difficult situation.
Very difficult.
The person, the staff the wife was using to checkmate me is a storekeeper. Do you understand?
Yes.
So some of your time. But there was a scenario that played out. One of the days, I had prepared our investment outlay and overview for the next year and all of that. The guy had looked through it and said, okay, use it. We're going to do this, but wait, when I come back from holidays, I'm going to travel with my, because when he travels on holidays with the wife, that's when the wife will discuss the business with him. So he now told me all of that. So I said, okay. So before they traveled, I now prepared reports, templates, I gave to the wife. He said, why are you giving me all of this? He said, do you know we used to have meetings when we travel? I said, I don't know, but Oga told me that he might be asking you some questions. So I said, let me prepare you. So when you discuss with facts and figures. That was what broke the woman, because by the time they got there, when she was making presentations, she was bringing Excel, looking at her system, bringing figures. So by the time she came back, she was very happy. But that happiness was short-lived, because when Oga came, that's his boy, Madam's boy, and one other person whom uh, my chairman, asked to be employed. They had issues. So chairman I said, Eric, today sack this person and sack this person. They should leave my company. My office is in between. Oga's office is on the right. My office is at the middle. The wife office is at the extreme left. From his office, he was shouting, are those letters ready? The wife is telling me, Ikilegbe, you cannot sack any person in this hotel. I am the MD. You are working under me. You can't do that. The one came out, said, today you will know whether I am just your husband or the chairman of this organization. This is my org. The fights that day, the woman ran away with her barefoot when he saw the way the man was shouting. But I have to resolve the issue. So I prepared the letters, I signed them. I told him the letters are ready. He said, dispatch them now. I said, yes, sir. I told the two boys to leave. One of them, I said, just leave now, leave the premises. The other boy was around. He said, I should give them at the same time. I said, okay, sir. I said, I'm waiting for the second person. And I had to call my madam. Madam, what do I do? He just say, Eric, Oga is very angry. I've not seen him like this before. He's very, very angry. So what do we do? I said, I don't know. We started planning. He told me,
Why they call you now?
Yes. He said, do you know one of his friends was the one that provided security for us? Abige. Do you know Abige? I said, yes. Call him. Oga used to listen to him. Call him. So that man's office is not too far. I called him. I said, I'm coming to your office right now. He said, what? And I told him. He said, don't come. I'm coming. I said, please come. If not, both the business and the marriage are going. So after the man came, and the other, my Oga, they started gisting. They called me, come, there is no ogogoro in this place. What is this? And I went, I bought the proper ogogoro and brought it myself. Serve it. They were gisting. By 9 o'clock, he asked me, have you served those letters? I said, they're in my office. He said, Kelebe, you are a very good boy. But today, where is my wife? Where is my wife? I said, are you talking about my MD? He said, no, my wife. I said, So the long and short of that story is that they settled, but the woman didn't go home. He came back and slept in the hotel. She didn't go home that day. So those are difficult situations. So for you, at that point, you have to pray to God, find a way, get into management, into top management, and hold somebody that value you. Then among the junior ones, deal with them. After that day, that guy that they were using to checkmate me, when he's, Lagos now, when he comes to work, he will prostrate in my front. So because one, I saved his job, and things like that. So God will help you. There is no straight answer to such situations. Only God that we survive.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you
Thank you,
very
sir.
much. The
Get class
Dorcas,
Thank you
tomorrow.
so much.
thank you so much. God bless you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. We
Get
appreciate you,
well
sir.
We wish you
soon.
Thank
We
quick
you.
appreciate
recovery, sir.
you.
Get well soon. Get
Wish you
well.
quick recovery.
Yeah.
Quick
Thank you.
recovery.
Thank you so
Okay.
Good night.
much.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you
Yeah.
so much.
All right.
God.
Okay. We'll be going back to WhatsApp class, but we'll be going back to the WhatsApp class. Remember, we still have our exams to take, after which we'll start dropping our certificates. The certificate together with the PDF. And then even this PowerPoint presentation, we'll also drop it for you. So please, let's go back to the class. And you only have one, you have a single attempt for the exam. It's not
You said
difficult.
you
Just
know the certificate.
yes, I can hear you.
Okay, there's this assignment you gave us that we should submit at info at KUZANG blah 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 globals. Is that the one you're
Yes.
talking about?
No, a link you click and just answer. Just multiple choice questions.
Oh, okay.
That's the 5 minutes. That's assessment.
All right.
Yes.
But what of these are submitted the one for the previous one? Are we getting the results
Yes.
or it's just okay.
If some people have started getting, we will still be marking them while you are getting the points as in your grades through the email there. Yes, but for the multiple choice, as you submit, you will get your grade straight. I just share a screenshot. So even if you have not marked and given you the score, it don't mean that we have not checked your submission. We have checked all of it.
All right. All right. Thank you, man.
All right, you're welcome.
Okay. Yes, I have a question.
All right. Okay, ma'am.
Okay, for those of us that were not able to submit all the assignments, can we still do that?
Yes, please. You can still go ahead and do your assignments and submit.
Okay.
The group will not delete the group. We are not removing anyone, so you remain in the group.
Okay.
So any information.
Okay, no problem. Thank you very much.
All right, you're welcome.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. We have actually spent more than 2 hours, almost going to 3 hours. We've all tried. Thank you so much, everyone, for the service. All right. So, everyone, you can all. Bye.
Mom, can I start going back to the group so that I can submit the last assignment?
Yes, please. You go ahead and do that, please.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
Yeah.